Now, polling stations reopened their doors for special voting today. It's the final round for this ballot, and electoral officers say it's been smooth sailing so far. Yesterday, the IEC said it was satisfied with the first day of special votes, and so too today for national and provincial elections held throughout the country yesterday. Now, despite a few incidents that marred it. However, blind people who went to the polls have complained that until the electorate system has fully brailed ballot papers, any efforts to accommodate visual impaired voters will be second best. SABC News reporter Nozintombi Miya spoke to visually impaired broadcaster Rhulani Baloyi, who cast her special vote on Monday.
Well, a very good day to you. On this second day of special votes, we are here at the SABC's headquarters in Auckland Park at the Radio SABC News studios to speak to one of the top reporters, Rhulani Baloyi, TV presenter, radio presenter, and news editor extraordinaire who has a visual impairment and cast her special vote on Monday. And we talked to her a little bit more about how that process unfolded for her. Thank you so much, Rhulani, for joining us. How did the voting process go for you yesterday?
It was actually very quick, very quiet. When I got to the polling station, they told me that they were expecting 84 people yesterday. So I was one of the few people who got there first. So all they had to do is to look for my name because I had pre-applied to vote earlier. And then, it went very, very quickly.
So the process was relatively easy, straightforward. But as a person living with a visual impairment, do you feel that you were given enough capacity, enough assistance during that process?
I'm still hoping that in my lifetime in the SA electoral system we'll have properly brailed ballot papers. I mean, I would imagine one day I will have my own free vote where nobody else knows how I voted. I'll be able to vote like you, where I don't have to rely or trust in one other person to know how I voted.
And surely that must have made you feel very uncomfortable that you had an assistant with somebody who now actually knows what your vote was, and your vote should be your secret.
You know, my vote, I have learned to live with the fact that my vote is not a secret. And actually, even the IEC officials they were saying, can we just see how this person is helping you vote? What if they are not helping you the way you want? I said, no, one person knowing for me is enough. Thanks very much, but I'll stick with this one person who's helping me. I wouldn't want you guys to know, because you never know who's going to tell who and how will people discuss your choices.
All right. And you also voted in 2014. What was the difference between this year's process and the process of your voting in 2014?
What happened in 2014 is that I voted on the Wednesday with everybody else after work. It was actually nice to be in the crowd, to listen to people talk, but then you get there because before the 2014 elections, I had interviewed some IEC officials and they told me, don't worry, you're going to get access to a secret ballot. When I get there, they gave me papers which I thought, I don't know what they were trying to do, but it was not easy for me as a blind person to use. But I think all they have to do is to speak to the National Council for the Blind and to the Blind Workers Organization and say, how do we help us to properly braille this so people can be able to know where they are marking? Because, I mean, how many documents which you have seen, they are both written in print and they're also written in braille, which are actually easy to read. I would imagine it's doable. We just need the will and the right people to want to implement it.
And my final question to you, Rhulani, you cast your special vote on Monday because you will be working on Wednesday. Just tell us a little bit more about what kind of work you'll be doing on Wednesday.
We are going to be, as the radio news department, we all be focusing on the elections. National elections are a big deal in South Africa. Always, we are going to be focusing on making sure that we give our listeners the proper, the exact, accurate, concise, and immediately information that is relevant. And when it happens, we have to make sure that we have our bulletins on time from 4 o'clock in the morning until late in the evening. We are going to be working, and we are saying to our listeners, we will be all over the country, and we are going to try to bring you all the news that you need to know about the elections, from what time your station's open, if there's rain, if there's any other eventualities, you will hear it first from us.
All right, thank you so much, SABC's Rhulani Baloyi, just giving us a bit more insight about what the special voting process was for her on Monday when she went to cast her special vote. She will be working on Wednesday, so she needed to make sure that she cast her vote between Monday and Tuesday. And we're going to let her get back to the newsroom here at Auckland Park. And with that, it's back to you in the studio.